Hello, this is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. In today's episode, I want to talk about something really simple. It's Disney. So you see this here. Markets were red today. Dow did go into the green, but it's not bad. Not a bad week. Let's go into Disney, and you can see Disney popped huge, 13%, and a lot of it was people liked the subscriber. The Disney Plus had a lot of subscribers, 80 million. They're predicting well over 200 million in a couple years from now. So why do I care about Disney? Well, let me show you something real quick. Go to my E-Trade account. Here it's loading. And then you can see I had a green day for my account. And you guys see this all the time. You can watch the old videos. Disney, I do not have a lot of shares. You see that? Not enough to write options on it, but I am up 261%. So today's move is 13%. Now, some of you may say, what's the big deal about 13%? Let me show you some math. You guys know my pivot table. I use pivots all the time. So here's my Disney. I put a filter on it. I don't have any options trading data, so you only see the dividends here. And it's not a lot of dividends. If you do this, remove this, you see I earn very little. And Disney did pause dividend payments. When the COVID hit, they did pause it. So not a lot of dividends. You see that it's about $9 every 6 months. Not a lot. So why am I showing Disney? Well, let me show you what I did on how I got these shares. So if you go back here, all you have to do is, this is obviously a real account, not paper trade. You just go into my portfolio. If you hit here on E-Trade, it will show you the dates of when I bought it. Now, some of you will say, well, gee, I didn't realize you owned it that long ago. And you're right. I did. But look at the pattern. All these were dividends. You see this? These are all dividends. And then this is where I did put I don't know what I did, but I must have put in $200 here. I don't remember what made me buy $200, but I got it at 105. And then before that, these are all dividends, all dividends, all dividends. And you can see that. And then here, when I was buying it down here, you can see if you subtract $76 from the total gains from this, it tells you how much money I was investing. So it's not a lot of money. 20 bucks, right? Here you go. Subtract this. I was buying 10 bucks of stock. And look at the time frame. 10 bucks. That was 10 bucks in a month. So it's not a lot. You can make money by investing small amounts. And I know a lot of you may not believe that, but it's true. So in today's move, if you do the math, $21 move in one day. My average price is 48. If you bring up the trusty the trusty spreadsheet, I said $21 divided by 48. So in today, my average, basically it moved up 43% of my initial value based on my cost basis. That's huge for one day. Now it's not a lot, right? If I had $1,000,000 worth, then you would have said, "Wow, he made $400,000," or right, because it would have went up 43% in one day. But that's the concept. Small amounts do add up, and you can do this too. I tell people, let's do this $1 at a time. Let's save $1. If you make $1 profit, you can make it to $1,000,000 using this approach. It sounds like it's crazy, but it's not. Because I know a lot of times I don't go into the details of my purchases, but I bring this one up all the time because Bank of America was the same thing. Look, it's not a lot of shares, but at least I have enough to write an option against. But if you look at the details, it's the same concept. Look how small these purchases are. Well, these are dividends back then, but if I scroll down here, you'll see some of these purchases were really small. Now, these are dividends. You can see that by the date. You see how they paid on the every quarter? 12, 3, 6, 9. And then over here, you see these are not dividends. I was investing $5. If you subtract 333 from this, you get $5. So I was doing $5 every 2 weeks. You see that on the 7th, I did $5 investment. Then I did $5 investment in the month of October. Then on the month of November, I did $5 and another $5. So another $10. And you see, little purchases add up. A whole bunch of small purchases plus dividends then becomes my average cost basis today is 12. According to this, I'm up 127%. I turned $2,000 into nearly six. But I can tell you, a lot of these gains came from dividends, not because of the cash I put in. The way this brokerage account, E-Trade, they will count dividends as new cash put in, and so it changes some of the numbers. But my total, the amount of money I put in is, if you subtract out the dividends, it will show you the true return rate. But again, I wanted to show you that small investments do add up. Today, that's all I wanted to show you. I do want to talk through some of the trades that I did today, but I'm not going to update the spreadsheet tonight. I will probably do it tomorrow when I do 2 days worth of trading data into the spreadsheet. But here you go. Here's my trading transactions. I'm going to log all my trades into my spreadsheet tomorrow. But you see what I did. I don't want to explain them all, but this is Lemonade. Lemonade was down today. I'll show you this real quick. Lemonade was down. You see that? It was down $8. So what I ended up doing was I took advantage of that. I moved up one leg of a credit spread. So because it was down, I only had to pay another $180 to move this up. But what that does is it creates a $5 increase in strike price. So in theory, what it does is I lose $180 in cash today, but because this is a March expiration, right? March is 3 months from now. If the shares go above 100 or 95, then this trade is worth it for me. So I need, Lemonade is at 91.58. What I'm expecting is this thing to go up. And you see that after hours is up. Is it a good move or bad move? I cannot tell you. But what I can tell you is, for those who follow my video, I actually moved it from $90 about 2 or 3 days ago up to 95, and then I moved it to 100. So what the strategy is, I'm trying to make money on Lemonade with putting up very little capital. So that's the whole thing that I was doing based on the current move. Here you can see I created a new Iron Condor over here. These are new Iron Condor. Well, I was just going to highlight, if I can do this correctly. This is the new Iron Condor. And you can see that it's not a lot. I think it was 71 cents premium for a $10 spread, which generally is a bad trade. And I understand that. A lot of haters will say, well, you waste a lot of buying power and you receive very little. And I get it. I understand what people are coming from. What I tell people is, right, this is my trading. I don't take a lot of risk, but it works for me. And I'm trying to always do different things. Now, sometimes you get more. During earning periods and things like that, some of these things will give me a more premium. But it works. Here you go. Here's one where I closed my Visa trade. It was worth 1 penny today. Did it make sense for me to wait to the end of the day? I rolled it to next week, collected another $71 or $72 if you subtract the commission out. Here's another one. This one I believe I was closing this one, so that's why it's lower. I closed the December 31st, and then I moved it to, and I opened a new one here. So the strategy is for me to constantly do this literally every 2 days or every 2 weeks. Because you see, the 31st is a couple weeks away, right? It's 1, 2, 3 weeks away. It was, I think, 20 some odd days, 20 days of expiration. I closed it there, open a new one around 44 days to expiration. I wait 2 weeks for this one, and in 2 weeks' time, or this one I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer, maybe 3 weeks' time. And then it gets to, right, sometime around here, it means you only have 20 days to expiration. And I just repeat the process over and over and over. So these trades, if you do the math, if you're opening around 40 something days to expiration, and I generally close anywhere between 21 days or 25 days, you can wait 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks and put on a new trade. And I just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Visa, I did something weird here. Actually, I talked to that one already. Sorry. Rocket, I did something similar. You see, I already made money. Cost me $1 to close. Moved it to next week for $24. And I did that again here. This one had another contract to a different week. So EA was same thing. EA actually is moving against me. So let me show you that real quick. EA is looking really good again. It's hot. You see that is moving up. It's at 135.80. I have to close this one for $6.20, and then you basically, I'm rolling it out and up. I moved it up $2, and I collected the difference, which is 50 cents. So when you do this together at the same trade, I'm collecting 50 cents into my portfolio. Now, in theory, that's how it works. Some people don't like rolling because they say, well, you technically lost money on this one because, look, if it went against you, it now costs you $6.20 or $620 to close. But if you look at it from a net, this is why math is, I don't want to say it's tricky and weird. If you only did one part of this move and that's it, then yes, it costs you $620 to close. But because you're doing two pieces of this transaction, I opened a new piece and I'm rolling it up. What that means is I'm willing to sell my EA shares for $133. So I'm actually making $200 by doing this move. If I let my shares get assigned on January 8th, my strike price has moved up $2 and I collected 50 cents to do so. So if you do the net, that means I'm gaining $250. Now, if the shares move up to $150, I'm still losing upside. So guess what? I repeat the process and I will roll up and out again. And the last trade I did today was this one here, Kronos. You can see it again. I rolled it up and out. I moved it up 50 cents. I closed this one for $37, but I collected another $63. So again, more money in my pocket. They're small. I do a bunch of these trades. I mean, you see in one day, that's a lot of trades. I pay a lot of commissions. It's 50 cents per contract. These were ones and twosies. I do sometimes do 4, 5, and 6 or whatever. But I'm not worried about the number of contracts and the commissions. As long as I make profit on each one, again, my go is, it's not a dollar amount or percentage amount. I don't trade that way. I trade to make sure I make money. Sometimes I take more risk than others. And lastly, here I want to say, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And this is the video that you guys should care about. If you guys live in Tampa area or willing to meet me in Tampa somewhere, you need to watch this video. I'm giving more cash away, which is very similar to, I did a giveaway at the gym. You see this? Crunch Gym Black Friday giveaway. So I gave away money to a gym member. But this one is open to people in Tampa Bay area. Again, you got to watch that video to win. There are some rules and there are some conditions to it. I want to make sure I don't give a winner to somebody who controls 50 different accounts. I want to make sure it's not a fake Facebook account with no friends or new accounts. So I'm trying to weed out sort of professional scammers or people who just create fake accounts to that really doesn't mean much. I want to give it to a real person in Tampa. So I'm going to validate the winner and try to make sure I'm giving it to somebody who's legit. Anyway, good luck on that. Hope you win. I have more prizes. I am doing another giveaway for gym members again for January. Those are custom Air Force Ones, but you have to be a gym member at Crunch. With that being said, hopefully you like this video. I'm going to make more content. Comment below if you want to see something in specific. I may even do a trade around what you asked for, and I can demonstrate or show you how I will put a trade on like that. So in this episode, I hope you are convinced that small amounts add up. My Disney trade shows that small amounts add up. In theory, I made over 40% return today because of, even though it was a 13% gainer today, my cost basis was so low, it really impacted my portfolio differently from other people from the previous day. So it shows you that little $1 at a time does matter. You can invest $1 at a time. I show you that I was investing $10 a month. And again, it adds up. So let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time and have a profitable day.